Nice to see all of you today. Thank you to Extinction Rebellion for the invitation, and thank you for Stand Up to Racism, Wandsworth. Yesterday, when we were outside Shell headquarters, delivering the same message to them, it was extremely very good. Let me remove my gun. It was extremely very good. There were quite a lot of people who were there with us, dancing. They were extremely very happy. And today we are here, delivering the same message in different formats. I represent the movement for the survival of the Ogoni people, far away in the Niger Delta, in Nigeria. And we have been battling with Shell Oil Company for over 60 years now. As minorities, as indigenous people, as subsistence farmers and fishermen, we have been battling with the pollution of Shell, who have taken over our land, they've taken over our means of livelihood, and they have destroyed the environment, which is creating a lot of problems, even here in the UK today. How did this start? Well, during the colonial days, Shell came to Nigeria, and the Nigerian government, well, what was representing Nigerian government then, just gave them money lease and said, come on, move on, anywhere, do whatever you like, as far as it brings money. That's exactly what they did. My forefathers, who were subsistence farmers, who live on the land, because that is what we are. We live on the land, we survive on the land. We are not employers of Shell or the Nigerian government, but we feed and live on nature, which is the land. Could not farm anymore because they started seeing those black substance, and when it touches the crop, it kills it instantly. It doesn't waste time. Likewise, if you come in contact with water where fish are, they die instantly. So that is what we have been battling against. It came to a point that the Ogoni people felt that if we don't push, we will be extinct. And that was what brought about the movement for the survival of the Ogoni people, which was formed in 1990 by all the people in Ogoni land, the chiefs, the educated people, the farmers, the fishermen, the traders, everybody, the youths, to fight these companies that were destroying our land. As I said, we have been campaigning as an organized group for 30 years now. What is happening to everybody, the sign that we are seeing, which we are calling climate change, we saw this coming, and we prepared for it in terms of campaign. But it was falling on deaf ears. People did not realize that this was coming. Imagine the pollution that was occurring about 7,000 miles away in the Delta, in Ogoni land, was now affecting us in the UK, in Europe, in Australia, New Zealand, everywhere. And we are now allowing all these corporate entities, the fossil fuel companies, to destroy the environment for all of us. There are those who are living in opulence, and we are suffering as a result of the pollution. What are we going to leave behind for our children if we don't stand up now? What are we going to say to them? That during our time, we sat and put our hands in between our legs and saw the oil companies destroying everything for us. They live expensive life at our own expense. I don't think that we will allow that to happen. And that is why we are campaigning. That is why we are shouting. That is why we want the government, the British government and the Dutch government, to caution this company. Because they have those influence to do that. I know that Shell is extremely very big. They turn around to the Nigerian government and tell them whatever they want. And the Nigerian government will say, what do you want? Tell me, and it will happen. That is exactly what is happening there. But I don't think that the British government or the Dutch government should submit themselves to that. With all the monies they have, the lobbies, the tons of millions of pounds that they are spending on PR and on all forms of publicity, lobbying and all that, just to maintain the standard of living that they have been maintaining and allowing us to die as a result of their deliberate and careless operation. It is unimaginable if we continue to keep quiet, because I believe that silence is treason if we don't take action right now. There are so many things we can do. Shell and other fossil fuel companies should get the message, because they seem not to be getting the message. They don't get the message at all. To them, it's business as usual. We talk about climate change, they're not concerned. We talk about flooding happening in many parts of the UK, they're not worried. We talk about serious storm in the US, they don't care. So please, let's come together and send a very powerful message to all these companies that climate change is real. And if we don't act, then that is not the way to move forward. Thank you so much.
Yeah.